Obviously, there's a lot of controversy going on right now with UFC 282 for a variety of reasons, but this card seems to be overshadowed with the decision of Paddy Pimblet because he's A, the most famous guy in the card, B, the controversy of his unanimous decision win over Jared Gordon. For Paddy, there seems to be this narrative online. I want you guys to pay attention to the headlines. It is the cool thing to do to hate on Paddy Pimblet. The cool thing to do, the thing that's going to get you views, the thing that's going to get you clicks. I won't be part of it. There's no reason for it. Paddy doesn't control the judges. Paddy can only control what he can control, and that is fighting. So instead of taking your hate out on Paddy Pimblet, even if you're a Jared Gordon fan or you're just a Paddy hater, your hatred should really go towards the judging of the UFC. He was robbed. Jared Gordon was robbed. He wasn't robbed. Anybody with an educated eye for mixed martial arts in the sport could score this for Paddy. Now, do I wholeheartedly think Paddy won that fight? Man, it's tough. You give him the first round. I guess he was the aggressor, landed some shots. His submission attempt, even though it wasn't really close, especially on the level, the level of jiu-jitsu that Jared Gordon is, probably not that close, but still an attempt, a dominant attempt, a finishing move to kind of end the fight. But there's argument you give Paddy the first round, second round. I can see an argument for Paddy. Do I think he won the fight? Gun to the head? Tough. But do I think he was robbed? Do I think Jared Gordon was robbed? Or you're going to see in the headlines, guarantee you see this, biggest robbery in UFC history. You know how insane that is? And now you're talking about a life-changing decision. A robbery would be a guy who clearly beat the hell out of the guy, and they give the other guy a 10-8 round, which it makes no sense. This is a close fight where there are some educated minds out there who know the game who could score it for Paddy Pimblet. And also the fan base can also go, it was a close fight. If ever it's up for debate, there's a close round, you don't really know how to score it, maybe that first round, even though Paddy was the aggressor, but Paddy was getting hit with that left hook. He was taking bigger shots, but Paddy was more active. You can see how the judges can kind of be swayed Paddy's way. To say it's a robbery, again, it's this narrative. And you're going to see this open up the floodgates, go, all right, now we have a reason to go after this kid. I just don't get it. A 27-year-old kid who's trying his best. He put his heart on his sleeve. He tried his best to beat Jared Gordon. Whether you think he won or lost, doesn't really matter because we're not judges. And at the end of the day, in the record books and the way he goes in the rankings, it doesn't really matter. But you guys are so mad at Paddy. You're so mad at Paddy. He has nothing to do with that judging. I'm telling you, I've sat down with, you name it, everybody. Paddy is a sweet human being. He's a good kid who's trying his fucking best. And for whatever reason, something that he's doing is triggering you guys. Maybe you think he doesn't deserve it or whatever it is. It doesn't matter. It does not matter. That does not warrant the type of backlash that he's getting right now. To that point, is Paddy Pimblet a top 10 guy? No, he's not. Nor is he saying he is. Nor is his management saying he is. Is he asking for a title shot? No. And if I'm the UFC, I look at Paddy Pimblet's performance, and I, from the jump, thought, oof, don't like this for him. Not yet. What's the rush? Well, the rush is because he's such a big figure in the UFC that they want to catapult him to the top and him to be the face of the UFC. And European MMA, especially in the UFC, is blowing up right now, and we haven't had a big face, as big as Leon Edwards is and some of these other guys and Darren Till. Paddy Pimblet's more famous than those guys. So maybe that's what triggers you. But, the UFC wants him to be that guy. But after watching the fight, whether you think he won or lost, let's say they're in the back and they're meeting today and they go, how many people thought Paddy won? Even if every person in that room during the marketing meeting raises their hand, you have to look at that with a critical eye and go, he's not ready yet. He's not ready for the big boys yet. He has a lot of work to do, especially on the feet, right? And with the grappling, even though the submission attempt was good, with his wrestling, there's work to be done there. And that's okay. So I'm the UFC, I'm looking at that Jared Gordon fight going, we got to be careful on the next fight. We can't give him top 15 guy. Hey, whoever makes the rankings, don't put him in the top 15. I don't think they will. But, there is this pressure to throw these guys to the freaking wolves. But then we live in this world where if a person's fame gets bigger than their ranking. Okay, you're more, so Paddy Pimblet's more famous than Leon Edwards or more famous than this guy. He needs to be fighting those guys. Don't confuse fame with skill set. Paddy's fame has risen more so than his skill set because of who he is. He's electric on camera. He's fantastic on camera. He's a good person, and he does have a very good skill set. His grappling is fantastic, but he's not there yet. And it's okay that Paddy's not there yet. He's young, man. He has a while. It's a marathon, not a sprint, but you guys want to sprint these guys to the top. You should have learned from the Darren Till fight. When you sprint guys and they're not ready, you're going to ruin that person. You're going to ruin that fighter. But again, pay attention to the media. Watch how mean and savage and brutal they are to a 27-year-old kid who's pursuing his dreams. Pay attention how the media will sway this and manipulate it and make you think that Paddy Pimblet's this awful, overrated fighter. Remember, Paddy didn't ask for all this. You guys gave it to him. And now you're mad that you gave it to him. You gave him all this attention. And you're mad that he can't fight the Charles Oliveira's, the Justin Gaethjes, the Makhachevs of the world. You're mad. But the same people are the same people that gave him all this notoriety and gave him these opportunities and gave him also a platform to get massive. And don't get it twisted. Fame, talent, he's not there yet. Will he get there? Yeah, he will. If they take the necessary steps, I truly believe Paddy can be a world champion. He has the mindset of it. And I love that people are saying, Paddy's not ready for the big show. Okay, do your homework on Paddy Pimblet. He was selling out giant venues in Liverpool on his own in Cage Warriors before he got to the UFC. So that doesn't work. The kid shows up when the pressure is on. The Paddy Pimblet-Jared Gordon fight was more a factor of how damn good Jared Gordon is. And Paddy Pimblet, when he faced an adversary in Jared Gordon who's very skilled, Paddy got away that made Paddy special. He stopped doing kind of the unconventional stuff. You know, he went back to just kind of striking. Paddy being unconventional, being hard to train for is what makes Paddy special. So he got a little bit away from that against Jared Gordon because Jared Gordon's that damn good. So kudos to Jared Gordon. And it was a close fight. And they probably should give the nod to Jared Gordon, but there's nothing wrong with giving the fight to Paddy Pimblet. Social media thought this is the guy to go for. Let's go for him and try and tear him down. And you're going to see in the headlines with some major outlets that will try and paint this narrative that Paddy may be a bad guy or Paddy's racist or Paddy this or Paddy. They will go for any little chink in the arm to try to devalue Paddy Pimblet. You're gonna see outrageous headlines coming up. You're gonna see, Jared Gordon was robbed and Paddy Pimblet doesn't deserve this and all this, and that's the society we live in. Crabs want to tear people down, tear people down, tear people down. Won't be part of it.